When you start making an album, how do you begin?
Do you recall the things?
We first set out to make a simple album. We felt that halfway through making the album that it needed to be a bit more diverse, so we started playing around a bit more and ended up with a set of songs that consist of some very simple and honest songs and then some more kind of out-of-the-box songs.
Everyone from town.
You went to the countryside,
I went to a summer house
in the middle of winter. You've been there for a few days when you called me like, my car is stuck here. Is there any chance you can bring me some food?
I tried to wake up early and work all day. Mainly I was trying to gather old songs because I knew I had some old songs that I had forgotten about, and I was trying to get them all together in one place.
Appearing in my mind now, pictures from the past.
The oldest song on the album is probably a song called Rattled Snow. I can't really remember when I wrote it, but it was first it was kind of like this traditional folk country song, and we made a recording of the song here in the studio similar to that. Then a few weeks later I wanted to make a different version of it, and I kind of sensed that it might be good to try and to make an electronic version of it.
After writing all the songs, we come here.
Yeah, then I kind of just called you probably at some point and told you that I had like 15 songs or something, that we decided on which songs we were gonna record here, and yeah, soon after that we started recording here in the studio. The recording process altogether didn't take more than like 4 or 5 months. The first song that I sat down with my dad to discuss lyrics for was a song that's called Youth. I remember he came to my house and we listened to the demo together, and we both kind of felt that it was giving us this nostalgic kind of vibe, and it would be fun to try and make stories from, you know, memories from when you were young. I think my dad mostly thought of my youth when we lived here in a town called Garður. I was there when I was 10, and he was kind of just remembering the times when we lived there and what I was doing, and you know, kids playing around and just kind of nostalgic memories from when you were a child.
Hey.
I met Júli first when I was 6 years old. He's 6 years older than me, so, and his brother, younger brother, was my best friend. We always met when I went home to my hometown, Laugarbakki, and we played country songs together on banjos, and I showed him some of the songs that I had been working on. He was working as a bridge builder. He did that for 8 years. Yuli wrote for now probably 5 or 6 lyrics for this album, and my dad wrote the other half of the songs. I think my dad wants to write all the lyrics, you know, but Yuli doesn't care. He's just, yeah, he's not like that. We have never kind of, for any of the 3 albums, sat down and discussed what the whole album should be about, but it's just different things for different songs. But I think what makes it more kind of personal for me is that the car is breaking down. Hvað gerðist? This album or the lyrics on this album are a bit more personal now, because we actually, me and my dad, for each song we sat down and discussed what it should be about, and kind of listened to the demos together and wondered what the song was kind of, should be about.
Usually by listening to the song over and over again, you pick out some emotion from the song, and through that you maybe get some sort of idea for the content of the lyrics.
The translation process started when I was back home in Laugarbakki, and I decided to try and just translate one of the lyrics that my dad had just made on my own, and it kind of felt good to just sit down and play the song on the piano and write the translation as I kind of was singing, and so I could feel it better how the words felt and how they kind of flowed together. But most of the translation was done by John Grant and myself. We met in his apartment downtown and spent a few days together just working on the translation when the Icelandic lyrics were, all of them were finished.
Það er bara að gefa þessu tímyndur.
Hvað bíllinn þá að gera á þessum 10 mínútum? Hvað, þú veist?
On this album, we got Nisse and Petter, my friends from Sweden.
Yeah. We recorded drums and bass for 8 songs, I think. It was so good working with them, we felt, that we wanted to keep doing it. So we decided to go to Sweden and meet up with them, and Petter's brother, who's a producer, and he has this studio outside of Stockholm, on a farm. We stayed there for 3 days as well, and recorded one song from scratch. I had this small idea of the song, but we kind of just sat down, Nisse on the drums and Petter on the bass and my brother on guitar, and we just kind of played the song and until we kind of got in a groove, and then we just recorded it, and it was really quick.
It was also good for us to like go out of our own studio for a few days.
We recorded everything in the same studio. which we love, and it's our second home, but it was great to do something else and go out of the kind of comfort zone and just do something different.
Okay.
Hann ekki í handbremsu eða neitt þannig?
Hann í handbremsu.
Það eru allir í þessu í kringum mig sem að leggja traust á Júlla eða eitthvað þegar úrskeiðir svona vélatengt eða þarf að smíða eitthvað.
Liljublóm sem að leit sólumót á lífsins morn lifar í burtu hrifið. Slitið óvænt upp af sinni rót, ekkert finnst þar síðan nema grjót. Aftan stund og örlítill þeir í eyra mér hvíslandi rómi. Lætur eftir sig það líf sem deyr, lítið skarð í hópinn ekki.
Er þetta það sem þið gerir á milli túra?
Já, við ætlum að gera pall. Vonandi lukkast það.
Þetta ætlaði með Júlla með þér í þessu.
Já. Hann er að festa dregara.
Hefur ekki kannski trú á okkur í múrbolta? Ekki frekar en Rikka?
Nei, Rikki var duglegur í gær. Hann var í 3,5 tíma með okkur.
Ég er örugglega mjög góður í þessu, sko. Ég er með það.
Þú er smíða pall.
Heyrðu.
Ætlar ekki að hafa neitt gras, Helgi?
Á nóga grasið þegar við vorum að smíða pall.
Það herðið mikið. Stungum þetta allt upp með stunguskóflu.
Ég var reyndar að tala um það.
Það sem þið þurfa að gera, þið þurfa að klára hana pall svo við getum fara að æfa.
Já.
Ætli við verðum ekki búnir eftir 2 vikur.
2 vikur?
Ef þið hjálpa okkur, þá erum við búin eftir 4.
When we recorded the first album, I had no idea how these things worked. You know, I had never been in a studio, so I was taught a lot in those first months of just being here, and I put a lot of trust in the people that I was working with.
Svalar, pöggin moldinni þér fingurvef, vættir kalla á mig.
But with the second album, that was 3 years after making the first one, I just wanted to do everything on my own. I felt that that was the best way of doing things, and so I tried and that's just such a kind of, it can be a very kind of suffocating thing if you're just on your own doing this, you know, creative kind of things for a long time. I felt that by the end of making the second album, I kind of realized that and kind of let more people in and just let go of certain things a bit more. But I felt that with this album, I was more just going into making the album. I was in a good kind of headspace, and I instantly kind of wanted to let go and just let people have their own kind of space, and especially Kitty, the producer, and we've always worked together. I let him kind of do his own thing, and I wanted to, make space for that and not try and do everything on my own, and I think that's was a really, really good decision.